If there's one key message I take from my career, it's that business and leadership is actually about human experiences. Actually, when I explain my career journey and the transition from being an economist to someone working in the company culture and people performance space, people find that a bit odd. And it's true that economists have this infatuation with facts and figures and forecasting, but actually the thing that really interested me about economics, and maybe it's because I studied psychology as well, but it's a social science, it's about human behaviour. And I'll give you an example, I guess, of how that played out differently. When I was the chief economist for one of New Zealand's largest banks, it was 1997-98, which was the time of the Asian financial crisis. And one of my jobs was to talk to business audiences about the implications of the crisis for New Zealand business and the economy. Now the central bank and the government officials would explain this in one particular way. They would talk about the fall in share market values in Asia and how that would impact business investment and household consumption, how that would flow through to impacting the New Zealand terms of trade and export volumes, and how that would translate then into reduced business investment and household consumption. And ultimately they would conclude that the impact on New Zealand would be a reduction in GDP growth of about 0.5%. And most people, that would just go straight over the top of their head, right? When I'm speaking to a business audience, or any audience, I would always start the presentation like this. I would say something like, so imagine that in 6 months' time, 1 in 5 people in this room are unemployed. Imagine that the value of your house has fallen by 30%. And for 3 out of 5 of you, the level of the mortgage is now higher than the value of the house. And imagine that the cost of servicing that mortgage has doubled in that time. Imagine that the price of every imported good has gone up by 30 or 40%. You see, that is the life of many average middle-class Indonesians today. And that made a lot of sense to the people in the audience, because with the human context, the understanding of the human experience, they could make better judgments and decisions about the things they needed to. You see, facts and figures are useful, no doubt, but ultimately business, leadership and economics even is about human experiences.